Hey everyone, it's 112 here, and welcome back to another live stream. Today we are going to be doing another episode of Irregular Interviews. For those of you who don't know, Irregular Interviews is a series where I interview various people about the Mega Man franchise, and we talk for about an hour just about anything Mega Man related, and you are free to join in on the conversation by typing in the chat, and I will try my best to bring it up while we're talking. So today's guest is one that I'm very excited about because I feel like he's going to have a very interesting perspective about the Mega Man franchise compared to our previous guests. And if you haven't watched the other episodes of Irregular Interviews, I highly recommend checking them out. But without further ado, I think I am clear to introduce today's guest. It is the one and only Vash, who, all right, let me call him up real quick and let's get this going. Give me 1 second. Hey Vash, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
It's going all right. Trashman stream says so far his guest was the first guest was his favorite. I hope Vash. I hope yeah those are high standards, I suppose.
Nice. I'm always down for a challenge. That's why we play Mega Man games, right?
Absolutely. Just to before we start the interview, can everyone hear Vash correctly? Is
Hello,
the
hello.
Yeah? I just want to make sure that the audio is doing okay. All right. I don't see any any problems in the chat. So, all right, audio's good. So, why don't you introduce yourself? Just say anything you want to say about yourself here.
How's it going, everybody? My name's Vash. I am also a Twitch streamer and just overall a huge just video game fan in general. I own almost every console. I'm still looking for a Dreamcast, but I'll get one eventually. But besides that, I mean, I am someone who plays a wide variety of genre for games. You'll catch me playing, visual novels up until simulators, all the way to like FPS shooters to RPGs, all of that. And I'm currently stream wise. I'm currently on a huge. I've got a huge goal that I gave myself for the. Everyone's giving New Year's resolutions at the beginning of years where they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna do this." My New Year's resolution was I wanted to get platinum trophies for all Kingdom Hearts games and all Tales of games, and it's been rough. Those games are super long, and there's so much to do. But I've been doing all of that, but my next game is current. I'm gonna be doing a platinum playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Remake on my PS5 because of the next gen upgrade. And but yeah, other than that, I'm pretty chill. I like listening to a lot of music. My favorite video game of all time is Jet Set Radio Future. And I really want the Battle Network series on the Switch, please.
Yes, Battle
Very
Network
soon.
Legacy Collection. When, please.
Yeah, please. I really, really want that. But yeah, that's pretty much me. If you guys have any questions other than that, you can totally ask me. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me to the irregular interview.
No problem, and I'll be sure to read any questions anyone has in the chat. I guess that kind of rolls into our first question, which is, what was your first Mega Man game, and how did you play through the series?
I mean, I'm one of the older ones around here. I am currently 30. I just turned 30 this year. I don't look it though. I'm very young. I look very young, which is awesome. But yeah, my first Mega Man game was the first Mega Man game.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, and yeah, I've loved this series ever since. I've played all of them except for unfortunately I haven't really played the Star Force games. So which is weird because I love the Battle Network games, and that was kind of like a good, like, passing of the torch with that series to the next. But yeah, I started with Mega Man 1. If I were to pick a favorite out of the entirety, it's really weird. I know a lot of people have their opinions on it, but I love network transmission on the GameCube. I just like, I could always dive back into that game because the gameplay's fun. The models of the characters and the art style is awesome, and the music is just one of my favorite OSTs.
I will admit I am not as big of a network transmission fan as you, but I will absolutely agree that the OST in that game is stellar. They did a fantastic job. Just in general, Network Transmission's soundtrack is great across the board.
Yeah, it's a good time. I think just something about the coziness of Land's room with the like doo 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 doo, like it's just so just comforting, and just it's a great game to dive into at any point and you can have fun with it. And I've always been a huge fan of like AR and VR stuff where you can dive into the internet and like, go throughout all the different circuits, and all, and the circuits are like freeways and walkways and stuff. It's so cool. It's such a cool concept, and taking Mega Man into like the digital style of things. I actually remember watching the TV show for the Battle Network
Oh
series,
man.
and watching it on TV, and I remember they were giving away a Mega Man EXE like figure during a sweepstakes, and you had to, like, it was one of those things where you had to like get the codes to to kind of like, oh, watch this week's episode, and you get like this passcode, and you got to write it down and then call this number and blah blah. It was one of those like sweepstakes, and I wanted one so bad, but I never could yet. I never won, so it was a bummer. But yeah,
F.
it just shows how long I've been with the damn series for Mega Man, because yeah, I've been watching and playing these games since forever.
It's definitely a long running series. There's so much to dive into and play. I will admit I share your blind spot with Star Force. It's just those games are so difficult to play because the DS is, especially nowadays, DS cartridges are starting to get ridiculously expensive, and the fact that they've never gotten re-released ever is just a huge shame.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
I will admit that I I do think a Star Force Legacy collection is not impossible, but by the same token, it would be very difficult because if I remember correctly, Star Force does make pretty heavy use of the touchscreen, and that might present an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I definitely, if I was given the choice, if someone said, "Hey, here's the Star Force games. It's on the Switch," I definitely would play them. But I'm not clamoring for it. I'm not begging for them. But it's always a treat to get those games tossed over to newer consoles. And I mean, even if it's not on the Switch, if it's, we've seen the other collections go to PlayStation and all that. So yeah, maybe one day, they made it work with The World Ends with You. So they could make touchscreen controls work somewhere. I'm pretty sure.
And actually, with Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection, they kind of did it on the for Mega Man ZX and ZX Advent, since those are both DS games. They had this thing where you would use the right stick to control like a cursor for the touch screen. I guess they could do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'll leave it to the developers to figure that out. I just give it to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Ninja587 points out in the chat, the Star Force games are upwards of $100 on various digital storefronts,
Dang.
or like eBay or whatever. So good luck.
Yeah,
Ouch.
I really hate my younger self, because I was actually talking to my brother about this, but we're actually going to, because I live in Austin, Texas, and there is a classic game fest that's happening at the end of this month. And last time I went, I was able to score a physical copy of I believe, wait, what's is it, four or three of Battle Network White? What is that one?
That's
Is that
three.
four?
Three is white and blue.
Okay, yeah, I got a copy of White for $15, and I was
Are
like,
you
"Yo,
serious?
yeah, that was a really good deal." And I'm gonna go back this year to hopefully get some better deals. But I'm bringing my wallet with me, and I hate my younger self, because I had like at least four different uh installments of the Battle Network series on Game Boy, and I ended up either losing them or giving them away, or selling them, trading them in, and it was awful. So I'm hoping I can get some more of them, because last time I went, there was like a little bargain bin that one seller had, and he had a bunch of the Battle Network games in there that I should have got more.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to the selling the game that you shouldn't have and then seeing its price right now.
Yep.
It's it stings. I my heart goes out to anyone who sold Mega Man X3 for the SNES in particular, because that game is worth like a couple $100 right now. Yikes.
Jeez. Yeah, same thing. I mean, it's a bummer because same thing with Pokemon. It's been having the same issue with my brother's been trying to collect and like trying to have as many physical copies of the Pokemon games, but I've never played Black and White 1 or 2 and I really want to play them. And but yeah, those copies can go for like $90 or more. So it's like, man, rough.
If only there was, if only the virtual console was still around, because I mean, the Wii U virtual console allowed you to play so many different games, including the entire Battle Network series. I mean, if only that was still on the Switch, but I guess that's not what Nintendo was planning this generation.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing at least is on the Wii U, all the Battle Network games are on there. I'm pretty sure almost all of them are on there, and they're super inexpensive. So if you have a Wii U, you could download them and play them and have fun that way. And it's great because you have the Wii U gamepad, so you can kind of emulate that feeling of playing on a handheld.
Absolutely, and even you're right. It's pretty much the entire series. It's 1 through 6, and then Battle Chip Challenge. Obviously, there are some games missing. Unfortunately, in your case, that does include network transmission. But I
Yeah, but
think,
I
yeah,
own that one. I got it on
right.
GameCube. I'm good.
Uh, I think that's those are the only games that are released in the U.S. I mean, obviously, if you want to really get deep, you can say, actually, you're missing the Wonder Swan platformer game that no one talks about. But I mean, yeah, but or 4.5 Real Operation. But again, that's getting into semantics at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
So, out of curiosity, you said your favorite Mega Man game was Network Transmission. What's your least favorite then?
Uh, Least favorite. It's hard because it's kind of like all of them can offer some at least something that's fun or something that's quirky or unique about it. Um, my least favorite. I don't know. I want to say like I never I probably I don't hate it and I probably don't have anything against it. It's just whenever I think about the Mega Man games I've played, I never at first jump say, "You know what? I really feel like playing Mega Man 3." You know, like I don't know. It's just it's kind of like I always have other games that I want to play first. And so I'm sure Mega Man 3 is great, but that's probably one that I've played the least, so I'll say that one's my least favorite.
That's fair, and I mean there are actually one of the previous guests on Irregular Interviews. I feel like described it to a T, which is that 3 is kind of a released beta, in that they never really got to finish the game properly, and their
Yeah.
full vision was never executed as a result.
Yeah.
There's so many like glitches and problems, and yeah.
Yeah, I think something that I don't know, I wish more people talked about it because I feel like we could get more things like it. But I thought it was such a great and fun idea. Because for those of you who don't know, my brother is Broly Legs. He's a very accomplished disabled gamer and he plays fighting games with his face. He actually beat Dark Souls with his face. So he's a
That's
crazy guy.
awesome.
But yeah, and so he's a huge Street Fighter fan, and he competes professionally in Street Fighter. He even trains people and stuff like that. But the Mega Man Street Fighter crossover game was so fun. It was so unique and so different, and it was just awesome to see like these pixelated versions of like Vega and Blanca and stuff, and there were bosses that Mega Man could fight. So that's a game that I feel like could probably get a little bit more like even if limited run games did like a physical copy release for it, I think that would kind of stir up some excitement for it.
Oh, absolutely. Street Fighter Cross Mega Man in general was is kind of one of the I would say one of the most important Mega Man games because it showed kind of the potential that fan created games have,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
regardless of the game, I personally like the game. I know some people don't, but it is definitely important for that reason. And honestly, one of the coolest parts of Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. Did you ever fight the secret boss Akuma?
Yeah, I think I saw my brother ended up fighting it because, like I said, he's a huge Street Fighter fan. So he was like, "Oh, I gotta do it." Because the thing is, he's a huge Street Fighter fan and he's also a huge Mega Man fan.
Yeah,
He
there you
actually
go.
recently he bought that the Mega Man X vinyl collection, the like 8 disc
Oh my yes.
multi art thing. Like he was like, "I need that for like months." He was like, "I need to get that vinyl collection." And so we finally went out and got it at this retro game store that had it. And so yeah, I think I watched him do the Akuma fight, and yeah, it's just awesome. I think it's so I love when franchises collide in a fun way like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, some people are first of all, some people are congratulating your Broly legs for beating Dark Souls like that. That is insane. Seriously, major
Yeah,
congrats.
we were we were watching SGDQ, and we were watching the Mexican runner. He was doing a speed run of the new Ghosts and Goblins Resurrected game,
Yes.
and he's looking over at it, and he's like, "I could do that." And I'm like, "You want to play that with your face?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dude, that'd be sick. Dude, stream it." And so that might be a future game that he's gonna tackle.
If he streams Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, please let me know because that is something I cannot miss.
Yeah, for sure. If he gets to that, then I'll definitely tweet about it and post about it here and there.
And so someone said in the chat, oh, Trashman said the Wonder Swan games are forgettable. Yeah, they never released outside of Japan, sadly. So it is what it is on that front. And we got a couple people saying that they never got that far in Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. Ooh, so Akuma has a one-hit kill move. If he uses Raging Demon, his what is it? What is it called? His super move, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's like Ultra Super or whatever.
Yeah. So if he gets that off and you get hit by it, you're dead. It doesn't matter how much health you have, you instantly die, which is nuts. And there was another secret boss as well. I think it was Sagat. I forget how you unlock both of them, but it was crazy
Yeah,
that they had secret
I don't remember
bosses.
if it was Sagat or if it was Bison. I think Bison was just the regular boss for that one.
Yeah, I think and Bison
Uh,
was the last boss, like the regular one. If you didn't fight Akuma.
yeah,
Um,
but yeah, it was great. It's just a fun try at collaborating the two, and I just think it's great that they're like Capcom's like, hey, you know what? Here, I mean, we've seen other things like Monster Hunter has a little Palico Mega Man running around, so it's just fun. I love when people can do that. Companies they decide to mesh their IPs together in a way like that. It's really cool.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mega Man is definitely no stranger to crossovers between Smash and Worlds Collide and
Yep.
Psy Worlds Unite. I don't know if you read the Archie comics, but
I
Worlds
know
Unite.
the only Mega Man comics that I actually collected, and I think I still have somewhere, is the entire run. I think it's like 12 issues, or it might be 13 issues of the Mega Man Sonic collaboration.
Yeah,
Um,
there's two of them. There's Worlds Collide and Worlds Unite.
yeah, that cover of the Marvel superheroes, but it was Mega Man and Sonic, and they had the character select. That cover was so sick, so cool.
Yes, that was awesome. Oh man, the first crossover was really great. The second one, not really, unfortunately. It just is what happens when you introduce too many. Because that was the one where they started introducing all these different Capcom and Sega IPs, and it got too bloated. Like there was too much
Yeah.
going on. Out of curiosity, have you read the? I know you say you don't collect them, but have you read the recent Mega Man Fully Charged comics from Boom Studios?
No, there's a really big comic shop near me called Dragon's Lair, and I've seen the covers for those, and I just I haven't. It's hard for me to. I used to be a huge comic guy. I collected a bunch of Marvel and a bunch of DC comics. Um, what was it? But the thing about comic books there was some year I don't know what happened, but they kept rebooting some of my favorite runs, and like there was good things happening in the comics that I was reading. But then they'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna revamp it, and like all that's not canon anymore, and we're doing
Oh
something
my
new." And I
god.
was just like, "Well, okay, now I got to start a whole new series, and all this info I have is like, hey, there's this cool thing that happened to Nightwing, but it doesn't matter anymore because it's not true, you know." So it's like, at some point, I was like, you know what? I share a comic account with my friends, and so I'm just gonna read whatever they buy. And so, unfortunately, I fell out of the whole comic book trend and collecting and stuff. But I did see some of those covers, and what's your take on it? Is it any good?
uh, which one on the Boom Studios one or?
Yeah, yeah, like the fully charged one that you
Oh,
mentioned.
it's pretty decent. It depends a lot on if you've watched the TV show because the comic is basically a season two to the TV show, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Like it basically picks up right where that left off, and the tone is very different because obviously the TV show is like a kid's cartoon, whereas the comic
Hmm.
is a little more serious. But if you haven't watched the show, it's really hard to recommend because it's heavily predicated on it, sadly.
Oh, bummer.
I mean, I know a lot of people have differing opinions on the cartoon. Like it's a little divisive among the community, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's not entirely new. All the old Ruby Spears cartoons, oof, those are interesting.
um, I mean, whenever I just feel like whenever a show like a cartoon or something happens and there's like a downside to it in some way, at least we can get memes out of it. You know, at least we can get some sort of like funny reaction gifs or whatever.
Oh man,
Megamind has a bunch of those.
Ruby Spears is full of them. It's one of those so bad it's good shows. It's something that is so fun to watch, but you can tell it's just '90s garbage. It's hilarious. Oh man. But by the same token, we also had stuff like NT Warrior, as you were describing earlier, and that show is actually
Yeah.
pretty great.
Yeah, Anti Warrior was not bad. It definitely, I don't know. It just had a great moments that let it, stand out enough to be fun in its own way.
Ninja 587 says now he's got your power. Yep, exactly. There you go. Oh man. Actually, speaking of Battle Network, I know you're a huge Battle Network fan. Do you have a favorite Navi, like Net Navi?
Um, I don't. It's like it's hard to choose. I mean, I think it's. I don't want to be basic, but I love uh Mega Man EXE's design. I think it's so cool. It's like it's close enough to what Mega Man should look like, but also stands out on its own. And I love the little like mask that he gets over his face. But I mean, if I weren't gonna pick him, I really do like Proto Man EXE. I think he looks awesome. I love I love Roll too. Roll has that. I like that they made Roll taller and like just a little bit more. I don't know. She just stands out really well. But it's hard to pick EXE characters because I just really love. Like I said, I love the futuristic cyber internet sort of styled world that we're given. So a lot of the navies look sick, but uh yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna play it safe and go with Mega Man EXE because he's just like it's just iconic looking. It's got like great obviously the great Mega Man color scheme, and it's got the I love like the different attachments that his arms could get depending on what chips he's got. It's so cool.
Absolutely. We got some other opinions floating in the chat. Maniku is saying Medi is top tier, whereas Ninja 587 says
Oh,
they've
Maniku's
never.
here! Hell yeah,
Yeah,
Maniku. He's someone I talk to very frequently about either Mega Man stuff or he's actually who he got me into the Mega Man mobile game X Dive because he was playing the overseas version, and so it helped me figure out how to get started in playing it. But unfortunately, I had terrible luck every single time I got super motivated to play the overseas version. So I never could stick to an account because the ones that I really wanted. The only time I got a character I really wanted was Trombon, and that was awesome. But I was mainly holding out for EXC stuff, and I didn't get any of them. And so I was like, well, now they're releasing it here, so I'm going to switch my focus to the NA version. And now it is cool because I have all this like I guess intel or sort of like planning on what characters are going to be released down the line. So that way I know when to save my stuff and what units are worth pulling for. So I'm definitely saving all of my EM for that.
absolutely. You got that experience. And yeah, again, thank you so much for stopping by, Maniku. I really appreciate it. We got some other opinions. We got Ninja 587 saying they never played Battle Network, but based.exe's design is cool from what they've seen.
Oh
And
yeah, he's
Trashman says
awesome.
Fireman is the best Navi. Fair enough.
Fireman's cool. Funny enough, as much as I've played Network Transmission, Fireman always manages to kick my ass. Like it's just that earlier hitbox where he like blasts the entire. You have to like dash under his fire blast. It's like the timing. I always flub it up, and I end up like you take a lot of damage even with the fire armor in that game. But yeah, I mean, network transmission had like I know I think a popular. I remember back when it first came out. I know Starman EXE was like a pretty popular character. Everyone really enjoyed his design and the way he looked, and it was cool that he was kind of like the sly,
Yeah.
mysterious guy for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the early game bosses in general are very, very punishing. in
Yeah,
that
I
game.
mean, if I were to stick to out of all the EXT characters, I think someone that has a really cool design is Electman. Looks really cool. I like the electrical prongs in the back of his on his back, and he's got like that lightning under his eyes. He looks pretty cool. So I'd probably say he's like one that stood out to me in the earlier game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, actually, if one of the our Mega Man mods, the letter W, happens to ever see this, you should talk to her because she also is a huge fan of Electman in that game.
Cool.
Electman.exe is a glow up. That's interesting actually. I know there's been a lot of debate, just I guess ever since the Battle Network games came out, of like which do you prefer, the Robot Master versions or the Navi versions. It's definitely an interesting topic that's been floating around the community for I cannot believe I'm saying this 20 years. Oh my god.
It's been a while.
Oh my god. When I saw that Battle Network was turning 20 in like March, I honestly almost fainted. I was like, I cannot believe it's been 20 years since this game first came out.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So I got the Mega Man X Vinyl collection because of my brother, and I actually on Twitter there's a Twitter account called like Ship to Shore Phono Company,
I think I know what you're
um,
talking about.
and they actually put out a Mega Man Legends vinyl, and I
Oh
ordered it
yeah.
instantly. I ordered it instantly because I love Mega Man Legends. It's like probably I mean it's funny growing up. I always called it Mega Man 64 because that's where I played it. That's
Yeah.
the one that I still have the box from when I first bought it. I have the actual 64 box, and I love Mega Man 64, but then as time went on, and people on the internet were like, "Oh yeah, Mega Man Legends," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And so now I'm used to calling it Mega Man Legends because obviously it's easier to defer to that rather than saying, "Oh, Mega Man 64," but it's a different kind of style Mega Man, blah blah. Like it's just easier saying Mega Man Legends. But I got that vinyl, I've got the X vinyl, and now if they put out the Battle Network vinyl, I'll be happy.
Yes. I mean, the Rockman EXE soundbox was put up on Spotify pretty recently, so that's definitely not out of the question.
Yeah, for sure.
How has the X vinyl been?
It's been great. I mean, the only problem is the vinyl player that I have. I got it for Christmas last year, but it's like I don't want to say because vinyl players are kind of expensive, and I don't want to say it's cheap. It's definitely it costs like $140, but it the sound quality of these like external speakers it came with isn't great. So I need to like invest in either a better vinyl player or just better speakers that could hook up to the vinyl player that I have, so then it can sound better. But I've been putting it to use. I also recently got the vinyl for Tales of Symphonia, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and I've been rocking that. I've been listening to the X collection as well. And funny enough, I actually I don't know if you're familiar. There's a guy called Gabe something, and he makes he's like, oh, what if the Wii game had Wii snorkeling? This is the song I would make to that.
What?
Well, yeah. So he made a whole bunch. It was like we snorkeling, we skiing, we like scuba diving. He had like a bunch of different like what if we games, and like here's the music for that game. And he actually put it all on vinyl, and I ordered it for like $20. So I'm so excited for that to get in because I'm gonna be listening to the all the different what if we songs on vinyl.
That is hilarious. I will most certainly be looking that up after this because that sounds amazing. Has the Legends vinyl come in by the way, or is it still like in transit?
I think. Well, what's cool is the Legends vinyl. There was two prints. There was presses. Well, the first one was like this limited edition, like blue version, where it's like the actual vinyl is blue. And I got that one thankfully, and now they have the regular versions. But I think it's still basically being in the pre-order process of it all. So it probably won't get here for another couple months.
Hey, fair enough. Definitely let me know when that comes in because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely excited for that.
Ninja587 in the chat says We Chess exists. Where's We Checkers? Good question.
I'm pretty sure he did it. I mean, it's what's funny too is that all of his stuff is on Spotify as well.
Oh, awesome! I'll give it a listen then because I got Spotify
Yeah.
Premium. There you go.
Like here, I pulled up my Spotify, and the ones that he has on here is look. There's Wii chess in the park.
Oh my
There's Wii.
lord.
There's Wii windsurfing, Wii volleyball, Wii jogging, Wii
Chuck.
croquet or croquette or whatever,
What?
Wii snorkeling, and Wii curling. There's it's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, so good.
That oof. I will be giving that a listen because that is very interesting.
Yeah.
You got a favorite song in general in the series? I know the series is definitely well known for its music, but do you have a particular favorite?
Honestly, the one that I think it's because I'm a huge Smash fan. I play a lot of Smash Ultimate, and lately what I've been rocking like a lot has been the Smash version of the Zero song. That track just like as soon as it plays, I'm ready. I'm ready to freaking destroy whoever I'm fighting against. So that's probably at the top of my list right now. But besides that, surprisingly, a lot of the like more intense and like badass boss music that you get from Mega Man games, those um those are great. But I tend to lean more towards like more docile and more like fun music. Or just like more like I guess someone would call it like comfy music. So what's the name of the song? It's the song the title screen for Mega Man Legends 2.
Oh,
I know it's in one as well, but I forgot the actual name of the song.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm also completely blanking on the moment. At the moment, I will look that up in a moment. That being said, Ninja 587 asks a good question. In terms of the Smash song, were you referring to X versus Zero from X5 or the theme of Zero from Zero One?
Yeah, the theme of Zero from one. They're like
Oh,
like
yeah.
it just like it hits so well, and it's just so intense. It's like right when and it lines up really well with how Ultimate starts up, where it's like three, two, like ready go, like, and then it's like it just gets you in the fucking mood to like just play some fighting game kind of style thing.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking up the oh dang it, the Legends 2 soundtrack because this is gonna bother me if I don't if I don't look this up.
I honestly think it's just called title. It's just like title screen music, but I know it's in Legends 1 as well. I think it plays, but it's just like bum 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 bum, like it's very comfy cozy song, and I really enjoy it. It's something that it's like one of those things that, oh, if my life had a soundtrack, this song would play as like my day to day, like hanging out on the computer just chilling.
Also, you're right. It is literally just called titles. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's
Um,
probably one of my favorites for sure.
got some other opinions in the chat coming in. We got Ninja 587. He says Soul Ablaze from I think it's Mega Man 04 as a favorite. And Mload says the first few notes sound like Julius Belmont's theme, and I can't unhear it from Legends 2's title screen. That's it.
I love when that happens. I love when that happened. There's Velvet's title Velvet's song, her like theme song from Tales of Berseria sounds a lot like this random R&B song, and I'm like I can't unhear it now, and I hate when that happens.
Oh, Soul Blaze is from ZX Advent. Right, my bad. Well, I was thinking of Snake not Snake Eyes. That's from ZX. Falling Down. My bad. Wrong melody there. But oh, Julius Belmont's theme sounds like Zero's theme. I'd have to listen to both of them back to back on that one. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I mean the series is well known for its soundtrack and for good reason. I mean, it's got absolutely stellar music from start to now. Really, I mean, even the first game had its melodies that were certainly iconic.
For
Uh,
sure.
that's crazy though that you were around since the first game. How long did it take you to beat it, if you remember?
I don't know. NES games, that shit. There was no save states. I know me and you actually had this conversation, and I wanna stress it's my opinion is hard to justify because I grew up with a brother who is disabled and who plays with his face. But with that being said, I know me and you we had a discussion not too long ago on Discord on some channel that the whole idea of like save states or being able to rewind and stuff like that it's great for speed running, for learning. It's great for like mastering a boss fight. It's a lot more convenient, obviously. But you can take it as you will. You can hate me if you want. I, for one, if you played through a Mega Man game and if you rewind and you save state and all that stuff, you didn't beat it. I'm sorry, but you didn't beat the Mega Man game. You beat it for yourself, which is awesome. Everyone can play the way they want. But my opinion is, if you, I love Mega Man because of the challenge and because I'm like, I mastered this fight and I went through this whole level without getting hit, and I, was able to do this in one go. And yeah, there's been days where I had to sit there and play it and lose, and then I just turn off the system and walk away, come back a week later. At least when I was growing up, but um, but yeah, I know for sure Mega Man One, that probably took me, when I was young playing it. It probably took me like years to beat that shit because I was struggling and my brother was struggling, uh, but it was fun. I mean, that's why we love the game. All those songs are ingrained in our brain because we just played the levels over and over and over until we could beat it.
Absolutely. Manicu says playing Mega Man 1 without the start glitch or pause glitch. Yeah, that's pretty difficult because the pause glitch just absolutely snaps the game in half.
Hmm.
But that is an interesting take, and I feel like that's not entirely incorrect. I do think that the later Zero ZX Legacy Collection kind of struck a better balance with the save assist feature,
Uh
where
huh.
it's not necessarily holding your hand. You still have to beat the game. Still have to beat it yourself. All it does
Yeah.
is it lessens the punishment. Instead of having to go all the way back to the beginning of the level, you start at whatever checkpoint you were originally at, and I feel
Yeah,
like that's a good balance.
I'm fine with that because I dipped my toes in. I made the horrible mistake. Do not do this. I was feeling myself, and I started streaming the game, and of course I was putting on a show and being like, "Oh God, Gamer Vash, ready to tackle this game." But I had the Azure Striker Gunvolt collection on the Switch, and I started, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play this. Never touched the series before. I'm gonna play this on hard mode. And
Oh no.
and basically, if you guys haven't played Gunvolt, if you play on hard mode, if you get hit once at all, imagine playing a Mega Man X game, but if you get hit once at all, you're dead. Basically,
Yep.
because you can't use your strongest move, which is tagging and then using the electricity field. So if you get hit, you lose that charge. You can't charge it up because hard mode doesn't let you charge. And it's basically like if you got hit once at all, you die and you start over. So I did that, and I powered through it, and I beat that game, but it was definitely not fun. I was like, well, next time when I play Gunvolt 2, I'm gonna play on normal first, and then if I want the challenge, I'll play on hard after.
Wise choice. Thankfully, Gunvolt 2 is easier overall, so I think you'll have a better time with it in general. Even if you did play on hard mode, don't do that. But you know what I mean. And Ninja 587 says top 10 words said before disaster. Yeah, that's very true. It's similar to the Mega Man Zero series' hard mode, where the basically what it does is it decreases the emphasis of the saber in particular, and it forces you to use the auxiliary weapons, being the shield boomerang and triple rod, because you can't level up the saber. And Gunvolt, I think, does something similar where it prevents you from using a certain attack, or doesn't prevent you in quotes, but it heavily encourages you to use the other attacks. And yeah, if you haven't played the game before, oof, that is a big yikes.
Yeah, it was a lesson learned indeed, and a hit to my bravado. But at least I have it under the belt. It's a game I cleared, and I'm happy I was able to get through it.
Did you get the true ending by any chance?
I don't remember. If the true ending is the butterfly, then maybe. But if not, then no.
I well, basically what happens is instead of the game just ending, there's another boss, and like what you think is the final boss is the penultimate boss, and then
Yeah,
you
then
go
no,
to
I don't
another
think so.
boss. All right, fair enough.
If there was like a prerequisite of like, oh, you have to collect a certain amount of things or something, then I don't think so. Unless I don't have hard mode, maybe bypass all that, and maybe I did. I don't know.
I don't think hard mode bypasses that. I think you still have to get the amulet fragments. So I think you
Gotcha.
might have
Because
gotten yeah.
that was the whole mechanic in Gunvolt One, where you have to you can level up and you can change your gear and so all that stuff. Hard mode didn't let you do that, so it was like you have to be level one and just use the basic upgrades, and that's it.
Yep, that's Inti creates for you. They definitely know how to make really difficult hard modes. I mean, between Gunvolt, Mega Man Zero, Mega Man 9 in particular has hero mode and superhero mode, and superhero mode is just straight up sadistic. It's awful.
I don't think I've ever. I mean, I love it. I don't think I've ever asked you what's your opinion on Mega Man Eight. I love Mega Man Eight.
Oof, that's definitely a loaded question because I know this game definitely has a lot of divisive opinions on it. Eight's
Yeah.
pretty good. That being said, if you were to discount Mega Man and Base, because if we're counting that game, that is by far the worst game in the classic series without
Yeah, I remember
question.
watching you stream that, and that was not fun.
Yeah, it's not good. If we were to discount that, I would say 8 is probably the worst game of the main series because everything feels like it's covered in molasses, if that makes sense. You move very slowly. It's
Yeah,
not
very
as
sluggish.
snappy as the other games. And
Yeah, I don't know. I love Mega Man 8. I love the art style. I love kicking soccer balls.
oh yeah, the Mega Ball.
The opening is really good. I don't know. Mega Man 8's a comfy game that I enjoyed playing, and I have heard recently that some people have their kind of gripes with the game, but I don't know. I think it's enjoyable, and it's definitely worth the playthrough.
No, I totally agree with you. Eight is totally worth the playthrough. Absolutely. Even though it is not my favorite game in the series, it is a good game in general, and it is
Yeah.
worth playing. Like you said, the art style is. I would say that's probably the best looking classic Mega Man game. Actually,
Oh yeah,
it's
for
like
sure. It's
playing
it's
a.
a good mixture of like progression from where Mega Man was to now, and it's unfortunate. I mean, personally, I mean, I love Mega Man 11. I thought it was fun, but I do think Mega Man chibi, like smaller Mega Man, kind of looked better in 8 than it did in 11.
That's fair. Oh, if you want to go really cheapy, you have powered up. I mean,
Yeah, powered up. That's that. You can't get much chibier than that.
it's like chibi the game at that point. But yeah, eight definitely. It feels like you're playing a cartoon almost in some aspects, just because of how good it
Hmm.
looks. I mean, it's you want to talk about like PS1 games that have aged remarkably well in terms of their graphics. 8 and X4 right there.
Yeah. Oh man, I can go. I mean, I love X4. X4 is probably like I don't know what it was. I think it was just like the the idea of tackling it with both X and Zero, and then also I think it was just really memorable growing up with that game. And my I had this moment where a friend of mine, he lived across from me, and I was very fortunate growing up gaming wise because I lived on a neighborhood where I had a friend that lived across from me, and then next to him there was my other friend, and then next to him there was another friend, and so all of us. I had the N64. My friend across the street had a PlayStation 1 and 2, and then my friend next to him had an Xbox. So like we were a very close knit neighborhood where I could go over to someone's house whenever I wanted, walk in and be like, "Hey, is Ruben here?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's over there in the room playing." And so I remember one day waking up and he came over to my house and he was like, "Oh, dude, you won't believe what happened with Duo." Blah blah blah, and I was like, "What?" And I went over and we played, and it was just really cool. It's a cool experience and a very like memorable moment. And I think it's stuff like that where like nowadays people put games under a magnifying glass and they're like, let's critique this as best we can, and the writing wasn't good here, and the gameplay level design wasn't good here. But I feel like we kind of lost that. um
Bigger picture.
it's an extra added value to a game with moments that happen that were unexpected because a trailer didn't give it away, or a a review didn't come out that someone put a spoiler in the title. Stuff like that kind of takes away from that little bit of experience. And yeah, I think like you can bring up very casually the whole duo thing in X4, but experiencing it firsthand is something that should be accounted for as well.
Absolutely, and that actually continues somewhat into Mega Man 11. I mean, I remember the reviews didn't talk as much about the fortress stages, which was probably a good thing because one of the best surprises of that game was seeing the Yellow Devil just come in the boss door
Mhm.
and realize, oh no, not again.
Yeah,
And oh, Maniku says the announcer is the best voice actor in X4. Ooh, that's
yeah,
a
that's pretty good.
yeah. You know what? I'll agree with that actually. Sure. Sorry, Ruth Shirashi, but yeah. She
Yeah,
was the
he's
voice actor for
great.
X. Oh man, yeah. I mean, I do think you absolutely have a great point there with in regards to like how we view and critique games.
Yeah,
That's something a lot of people have tended to lose, and especially in like I don't know if you watch a lot of YouTube like personalities and you know how they critique games. I'm not going to name names obviously, but in general, I feel like a lot of YouTube videos, especially about the Mega Man franchise, kind of lose that bigger picture in general. If that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, I like. That's why I mean it never came off as reviews, but I'm a huge fan of the Angry Video Game Nerd because he will review like it's a quote unquote review a game, but he'll have like a showcase for a game, and he just talks about all the like minute things that happen in his playthrough that are both like charming and then also infuriating. And I think like reviews can be oh, let's put up some gameplay and we'll talk over it and be like, oh yeah, the game's fun, it has likable characters and it's got a nice setting, but like it's such broad strokes. Like I want to talk about like, oh, there was this one. That's why I think a lot of people enjoy video game donkey, because his game reviews aren't really reviews. They're just like, I'm gonna play this game and I'm gonna give you moments in the game that were funny to me or that I'm gonna make funny. And I just feel like there needs to be some sort of like happy marriage between reviewing a game but also experiencing a game and conveying that to your audience. And um, I feel like the closest thing we've got is playthroughs with streamers, and then you get a highlight reel of the playthrough, because then you do get those like small genuine moments in within all of that.
Ab- Indeed. Oh man, that reminds me of a compilation of what I was talking about earlier with everyone reacting to the Yellow Devil from 11.
Yeah.
That exactly what you were talking about. Seeing that is just so. I want to say magical, but I feel like that's not the right word because I guarantee you everyone's first thought when seeing the segments fly in was utter terror.
Yeah, I mean, a similar thing happened with Resident Evil 8 Village, another Capcom game. The whole dollhouse baby monster that follows you around. It
Jeez.
blew up on the Twitter of just like everyone reacting and showing how they experienced that like true that was scary. I love horror stuff. Halloween's my favorite holiday, but that shit was scary.
Yes.
I was playing like at 1 in the morning that night, and we were in that place. And I have a sound bar. I've got like a 75-inch TV, so we were like fully immersed in this like
Oh, and you
thing.
saw the babe. Oh
Yeah, the
no.
freaking baby monster being like dad, dad, like fucking crawling behind you. I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna die. It was intense, but yeah, I just feel like some more genuine moments in a game shine through, and like going back to X4, that was one of them that stayed with me. It was just the whole duo reveal and the how things unfold. I'm trying not to like spoil it just in case, but it's I mean the game's already like super old, but yeah, still.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know a lot of people have definitely not played every Mega Man game, although, spoiler alert, X4 is on X Legacy Collection on all modern platforms. Please get it because that game is amazing.
It's always on
But
sale too for like $2.
wait, you got it on X Legacy Collection for $2 or
No, I'm just saying like it's a lot cheaper than like a full price game. It's like 20
oh
bucks.
yeah. That being said, X4 itself is actually pretty cheap. I think last I checked on price charting, it was like $10 or something like that. So the PS1 disc isn't hard to find.
Nice. Yeah. Luckily, I thought that the place. It was so weird. For the longest time, I thought the PlayStation 3 store was gone, and then it just turned out that the PlayStation model that I had, for some reason, the store didn't show the purchase or download button. Like it
Huh.
just won't. It still doesn't. Like if I load up my thing, it won't show the button there to buy or download. And but I recently did purchase the Mega Man Legends 1, 2, and Tron Bomb Misadventure, whatever it's called.
Misadventures of
Um,
Tron Bon.
yeah, that one. Apparently, that game currently is going for like 600 to like eight hundred
Oh,
dollars,
don't
which is
remind me.
yeah, like goddamn.
And yeah, as Manitou points out, X Legacy Collection I believe is $10 on Steam at the moment. So if you want
There
to,
you go.
or at the time of this recording, I guess, but it goes on sale like once a month. So even if it's not on sale when you're listening to this, check the digital storefront because it'll probably be on sale within the coming weeks. So there you go. Also, good call getting the Legends games and Misadventures of Tron Mon because I know the PS3 store is still up again at the time of recording this, but when that goes down, good freaking luck finding those
Yeah,
games.
yeah. I I mean, yeah, I got them all three of them for like $15 total.
There you go. I mean, Misadventures of Trombone in particular is a very unique game in a lot of ways. It's just the ability to play as one of the villains is not something every Mega Man game does. It's happened with like Maverick Hunter X playing as Vile or Powered Up playing as all the Robot Masters. Please let that be like a Powered Up 2 or whatever where you play as the you get the point. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
I want
mean,
more. I know on the GameCube I have the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. And I always forget the name of the damn game, but it's the one where you can play as Proto Man or you can play as Base, and you can and it's a co-op like boss rush game. You know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah, Mega Man the Power Battle or Mega Man 2 the Power Fighters because they're both on that disc.
Yeah, so I'm hoping like I want another one like that, but just make it more like, I guess, for I mean the closest thing we have now, and I think it's really cool, is Mega Man X Dive. They have multiplayer modes where you can go through levels with your friend.
And yeah, as Manikou just pointed out, to that point, X Dive has playable Magma Dragoon, and that's rad. There you go.
Yeah, pretty badass.
Oh, Protoman.exe in that game is so broken though.
I'm saving all my EM for that boy. He's gonna carry me to the victory.
If you get him, you basically have an instant win button in PvP because he is unbelievably busted.
Yeah, I'm the type like that's the thing that's interesting. I mean, for me personally, I play a lot of mobile games, and I've never really spent much money on them because I'm not the type where it's like, oh, I need to have every unit, and I need to have like every single weapon that they release. I'm more of like, I want my favorites, and I'm gonna make my favorite OP as much as possible. And so yeah, now since the overseas version has been out for so long, and I know that they're releasing like all these different versions of characters, I'm gonna play the game very casually. I'm not gonna worry about powering through it, and I'm gonna save all of my materials. So then, as soon as I get to unlock like Base EXE or Mega Man or Proto Man, I'm just gonna like instantly power them up with all those materials and just make them as OP as possible.
Hey, that's fair. You got a favorite skin by any chance from that game? Oh, there's a lot of them.
A swimsuit layer, because what the hell?
I
Because what the I first
gosh.
saw that and I was like, what the hell in my Mega Man game? It was so I was just blown away. I was like, there's so much. This is an android we're talking about here. I was like, God damn. I was not ready for that. I
To
mean,
this
like
day.
I don't think it's considered a skin, but that mixture of Iris and the Colonel, that shit was badass.
Oh yeah, Iris another.
Yeah, that shit looks fucking. She looks so cool. She looks awesome. So I am definitely like that's probably one of the coolest characters I've seen come out of that.
I'm shocked I got away with swimsuit layer. Just how in the world did they get away with that and keep the age rating?
It was so funny too because when I finally figured out how to get X Dive on my computer, I streamed my like day one, like, oh, let's check it out with my stream, and like, let's see all these different characters, and I'm going through them one by one, and they've got like Halloween 0, and they've got like, New Year 0 and stuff like that, and then I'm like, oh, they got like different beach ones, and I click on
Oh no.
swimsuit layer, and then it's just like, oh, I was like, oh my god. And so but I mean, I don't know, it's just fun. Like, it's a gotcha game. You gotta throw in the waifus and the husbandos, because that's how you get people to spend money.
Where is swimsuit Sigma? I know other people will back me up on this.
Swimsuit Sigma.
Yes,
I want
swimsuit
I
and
want I want like a, those like tubes, like circular tubes that go around your waist.
oh yeah, I
I
think
I
swimsuit
want one of
roll
those.
uses that.
I want one of those with like the arm floaties, but with like fat duo. I think that'd
Oh
be
my
funny.
god. Oh, geez. Ninja 587 is making this worse. Wedding dress zero, bikini zero. Oh god. Oh
I'm
no.
down with wedding dress zero. That sounds hype.
Wedding dress. Any of the other characters. Like, where's you know what? Where's bridal Sigma? Come on, Capcom Taiwan.
I don't know how I feel about bikini zero because zero's already got those green fucking
Oh yeah.
those green chesticles out there. I think we've seen enough of zero.
Oh, Mload makes a good point. Some of the X series manga gave us Tuxedo X. That I'm surprised they
Yes.
haven't added that one in yet.
I love that Mega Man Walnut got a dark Walnut when
Oh,
he's
that
like
was
in
great.
the he's got those like shades on and he's like an asshole. It's pretty funny.
And the event too, because you have to kick over as many cans as possible to get him. That was awesome.
You know what? I actually have I have a tank top. It's not like a swimsuit version or anything like that, but I have a tank top and it's super cool. It's a teal, like bright teal, very summery looking tank top. And it's got like a sunset and it says like I think it says like beach bots or something like that, but it has Tron on like one of those like lawn chairs and the serve bots are like serving drinks and stuff, but it's super cool. So yeah, like a Tron summer suit could be awesome.
That is great, and absolutely yes. Tronbon would be awesome in that. I mean, actually no, I don't think Tronbon has any alts as of right now, if I remember correct. As again, as of the time of recording this, but no, I don't think Tronbon has any. Neither do the serve bots for that matter. So that's not impossible. Do you have
I'm
any?
trying to see. I'm
Oh,
trying to
sorry.
see
Go
if I
ahead.
can find the. I'm trying to see if I can find the design because it's really cool. It's a nice like Tron with the serve bots hanging out and it really just captures her kind of like funny charismatic style with her like servants or whatever. But it was I can't seem to find it right now, but it was really cool.
Whenever Tronbon gets flustered, that's often one of the best moments in the game.
Yeah,
Still,
one of the more memorable ones that I had was when she's getting pestered by that dog in Legends, and she's like up on the wall, and
oh,
she's just like, get him away from me." It's pretty great.
that was great. And you had to like get the dog away from her. And she's like, "I'm not thanking you or anything."
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any most wanted characters for X Dive? I know they've added so many, but I mean, there's always room for more.
I think I would probably want as a joke. Crap, what's the name of Higsby's uh, Davy?
Oh, Number Man.
Number Man. Yeah, I want Number Man in there.
Oh man, imagine if he had like RNG moves. Oh geez.
I want him to be one of those characters where it's like oh, it's Number Man, okay, whatever, but then he has like this like mega explosion attack or like something stupid that makes him like hilariously strong.
Make it so that you have to roll a dice, and if you get a six, you get like a super powerful mega attack. But if you roll a one, you like lose health or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, like a joke character like that, that'd be funny.
Like Game and Watch in Smash Bros. Or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh man,
But
the
yeah, he'd be cool.
absolutely. I mean, I think they're adding characters weekly at this point, or if not weekly, close to that. So that's certainly not impossible. I don't think we've gotten any of the Navis besides Mega Man, Proto Man, and Base. So
They do roll out pretty quickly, huh?
they do. I'm surprised they're able to get that out that quickly. That's pretty impressive. We still don't have a Star Force character though, and that is actually pretty sad that we got Monster Hunter crossover before Star Force.
Yeah, that's true. Monster Hunter, right? Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they added what was it the Chimera outfit, the Sinister outfit, and then X and a Rathalos armor, which looks awesome.
I forgot. Is Duo in the game? The
Unfortunately, no.
like Mega Man 8 Duo?
Nope, neither Duo from 8 or EX or Duo EXE from Battle Network 4 sadly are playable, or even in the game at all.
Darn. Oh, that's who I would want. Zero EXE. That'd be freaking cool.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Ninja 587 says playable Met when. That is the ultimate joke character, a Metar. And Manikou brings up a good point that again, as of the time of recording this, July 6th, Dark Mega Man.exe is coming this week, so there you go.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that. It's so cool. I'm very excited for that. Whenever it decides to release for US.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we are just about at the 1 hour mark. So, do you have any final Mega Man thoughts or anything you want to share before we start wrapping up?
Uh, Pretty much just I have high expectations for the next Mega Man X game. I really hope they do something. I don't know, just something stylized and something that captures the awesomeness of the X series, but also kind of leans us into a. What I want them to do is lean into a new style for X that will last. That like, because you know how games, like, they'll come out with a game and they're like, oh, this game did really well, and it's very well received. Let's make a game that's close to it, but, like, adds another feature or so. And so I'm hoping they make a new X game that fulfills that void that we've been wanting for the X series, but then also has offers something new that gives us, like, we want more of this. I really want that. Obviously, I want the Battle Network series collection on Switch and other consoles. And besides that, I mean, I don't know if the rumblings or if it's still going on with the Mega Man movie, but I just hope it's good. If it's still
Oh,
on.
geez. It is still happening, and that is gonna be a rough week whenever that drops for sure. Oof. I think it's still in development. I think it's the same creators. It was the same people who made Project Power. If you've seen that movie.
No, I have not.
I think it's on Netflix or something. But yeah, it's still in active development. And oh geez, they said they want to make the movie primal and emotional, and it's like that's not what the Mega Man series is particularly about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very open minded. I'm always interested. Like right now, they're talking about a live action Cowboy Bebop, and I love Cowboy Bebop. So, like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's Netflix. They're gonna ruin it. They're gonna get, blah blah blah." But I mean, a lot of people said that about the Sonic movie, and the Sonic movie's awesome. So I'm excited to see what they can do. I've got high hopes, but obviously they've got a lot going against them because of the track record of video game movies.
But as you said, the Sonic movie's there, so who knows? We could definitely be
Yeah.
in for a fun
And the
ride.
Sonic right now, there's a Fast and Furious meme going all over the internet about family, and Sonic actually made a Fast Furious joke where he's like, "It's all about family, Tom." So, but Sonic's ahead of the game. They've already nailed a bunch of memes on that one. So I'm excited for Sonic 2, and I'm hoping Mega Man does just as well as it.
Wait, that's where that meme is from? I've been seeing that like for the last 2 days. I'm like, what the hell is this?
It's from Fast and Furious because the character Dom, he's very like the movies always end with like, oh, nothing's stronger than family. Like, he always has this kind of like last word about how his family's so important and that's what matters. And so the meme right now is just the fact that, like, oh, here's this struggle that's going on. Well, we're gonna throw Dom in there, and he's gonna be like, well, I'm not stronger than family, and then they do it together. So it's
Oh,
pretty
jeez.
pretty hilarious. Yeah.
Well, thank you once again for joining me for regular interviews. I really appreciate it. Vash, if you want to plug anything or promote yourself, now is the time. I will also be putting the links in the YouTube description when this goes live on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I stream on Twitch. I stream 5 days out of the week. I'm off usually on Wednesdays and Sundays. Twitch.tv/Vash. Literally just Vash, no numbers, no special characters. It's just Vash. So, I'm not streaming this week though because it is summer games done quick. So I'm watch. I usually give myself that week to just hang out and watch speed runs all week long. But I do literally all things gaming. I have we actually do discussions for movies. I've been doing discussions for the Loki TV show for Marvel, and I do my discussions with two of my friends. Right after the show airs at two in the morning my time, and then
Wow.
we're gonna be doing a discussion for Black Widow, and but yeah, you can follow me there. You can follow me on Twitter at VashTTV. But yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really happy to always be a part of these kind of little discussions, and this is the first time I've ever been a part of a discussion that's been focused on one thing, which is awesome. It's really interesting to do.
Yeah, for sure. And again, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you to everyone in the chat for stopping by. Especially Maniku. This is the first time I've seen you here, so thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I'm gonna sign off and stop streaming. So thank you all once again for stopping by, and I'm 112 signing up for now. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.